We're back. So, hopefully you just finished answering the questions for Chapter 7, and now you are ready to listen to Chapter 8. So, unlike in the last video, I'm going to read the questions first, like I'm supposed to. So, let's start with that. Chapter 8 questions. And I'm going to read them at the beginning and at the end from now on, if I can remember. So that way you know what to be listening for while I'm reading, and you know a reminder of what the questions say right before you answer them. So, Chapter 8 questions say, what stunned the British and the Indians? Number 2 says, what did he decide to do? Number 3, what hit his cheek? And number 4, what hit his head? So, we are going to go ahead and read Chapter 8. It's super short as well, so I promise today's isn't super long. I know 2 chapters sounds like a whole lot, but I promise it's not. So let's go ahead and get started with Chapter 8. The natives began whooping. I'm going to try that one again. The natives began hooping and dancing around the large campfire, firing their muskets in the air in celebration. Samuel crept out slowly until he could partially see what was going on. He started to move back under cover, and when there was a sudden increase in the racket, the sound was different. The Indians had been firing in the air as they danced, which caused explosions to go up and away. They were firing smooth-bore muskets, weapons that made a muffled barking sound. But this new sound had the sharper cracking quality of a higher velocity rifle. Samuel crept back out to the edge and saw that there were shots that had come from the north side of the clearing where another trail came in. 6 or 8 shots, great clouds of black powder smoke, came rolling out of the forest. A pause to reload, and then 8 more shots. The Indians and British soldiers were stunned. A few Indians and 1 soldier went down. They probably died. Several others were very wounded and hobbled into the brush for cover. But the Indians and British recovered and returned fire. Samuel was jarred by 2 important facts. First, whoever was attacking, this might end in the rescue of his parents. Second, he should help them. He moved to the clearing near the trail, raised his rifle and cocked it, and without thinking of the enormity of what he was doing, aimed at the nearest British soldier. He was less than 50 yards away. The German silver of Samuel's front sight settled on the red uniform. He set his first trigger and was moving his finger to the hair trigger when he heard a noise behind him. He wheeled, his rifle coming around in time for him to see the 2 Indians who had nearly caught him earlier, running straight at him. What? Half a word, and then 1 Indian, and the other one farther away, leveled his musket and fired. Samuel felt the ball graze his cheek. Without thinking, his rifle at his hip, he touched the hair trigger and in slow motion felt the rifle buck, saw the small hole appear in the Indian's chest. Then, through a cloud of smoke from his weapon, he watched the Indian fall as soon as he saw the other Indian swing a tomahawk in a wide arc. He knew he couldn't raise his rifle in time to block the blow. The tomahawk was coming right at his head, and he tried to duck, but the white-hot pain exploded as the side of the tomahawk smashed into his forehead. And then, nothing. So I wonder what they mean by "and then nothing." So I'm going to reread the questions for Chapter 8. It says once more. See, that was a short chapter. Y'all were complaining, thinking it was going to be too long. Chapter 8 questions. Number 1, what stunned the British and the Indians? Number 2, what did he decide to do? Number 3, what hit his cheek? And number 4, what hit his head? So be sure you go back and listen if you don't remember those answers, and be sure you're answering incomplete sentences, just like we do in class. So be sure to flip those questions. Okay, well, until next time, I will see you next time. It's Monday.